And to talk a little bit more about his life, his legacy, we're joined now on the line by Mbongeni Ngema, who is a writer, lyricist, composer, director and theatre producer. A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Ngema. It's a sad day in South Africa and Lesotho, especially the continent as well. When did you receive the news of this and death of our village pope?
I received the news this morning, and I was really shocked to hear that. I did not even know that he was sick or anything. It was just a big shocker for me.
You know, I recall just several weeks ago, I think, I was listening to him talk about how he got the name the village pope, and what he essentially was saying was he grew up in the church, and because of his passion, whenever he would sing, Abu Prahu, for instance, would tease him and say, listen to the village pope. That is something that he carried throughout his music, throughout his life. Talk to me a little bit more about your interaction with him, especially around this.
Well, Tsepo and I come a long way back. I mean, I remember when he was in the band Kalahari, Hugh Masekela's band, and we were together in New York in 1984. We connected the first time we met, and we've been friends ever since then. And we really inspired one another. His voice inspired me, and I inspired him. And ever since then, we've been talking about let's collaborate together. But, some of these things we talk about in life, and we think and hope that we're going to be there forever. It is sad for me that we never actually went into the studio together to put a piece down with both our voices. But, we shared great moments in South Africa and outside South Africa. And I would say it's not only a loss for the African continent. I mean, internationally, Tsepo, wooed audiences with his charisma and his voice.
What do you think you would have come up with, given the fact that you both are so eclectic in your craft? He was so comfortable from jazz to gospel, as we mentioned, and I've spoken about your many accolades, both in theatre and music, songwriting. What do you think you would have come up with?
I think we would have come up with fire. It's amazing, and this is like, I don't understand. A few weeks ago, I had these images of me and him performing on the stage and sharing songs, and I was thinking and reminiscing on his great hits, and just picturing. As an artist, you imagine and you visualize performance, and that's what I was thinking about. So, sure, it's a great loss. We've lost a great musician, a great son of the soil, and a beautiful human being to be around with.
Well, that's what I was going to go to next. He was very easy in sharing his life, his trials and tribulations, the lessons learned from that. His personality, what more should we have seen of this? As I mentioned that he was open about it, but I'd like to hear from you, what did you most admire from him because of these traits?
His openness if Tsepo, if there was anything that really disturbed him, something that he felt deeply, or whenever he was hurt, he would sit down and share his feelings. I remember at one time we were sitting next to Kibis at the Market Theatre, talking about life in general, and he started sharing me his down moments in life without me asking about anything. And we would meet in many different places, as I say, around the world. The last time we were together was last year in September when a year before last, in September, just before lockdown, when we performed in Mpumalanga, in Mbombela. We shared the stage together, and it was a great moment. We hadn't seen each other for a long time. and he was once more bellowing his greatest hits.
Okay.
And, yeah.
And that was at the Art of Legends, at an event where you were both honored for your contribution. Am I correct?
Yes, that's the show. Art of the Legends. Yes, that's the show that we were built together.
So a final word to those who loved his music, who valued the gift that he shared with us?
You know, Tsepo was much a Lesotho citizen as much as a South African citizen. And one could not differentiate between the two. I mean, we all come from Southern Africa, that is true. And I would hope that we can honor him posthumously and recognize the contribution that he made, particularly to the South African music industry, while he was still alive. And I hope that other people can join me and we can all join hands and honor the legacy of Tsepo Tshola and the legacy of Sankomote as a band.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. He says they met in New York while Tsepo Tshola was still playing with Brahima Sekela's band Kalahari. Say they became great friends as well, and that there is singer, songwriter, film and theatre director Mbongeni Ngema.